Truth Man here. The channel is the No Matrix, No Simping All Subjects channel. So I'm going to go back and do this content by request for good brother Big Parks. So, and I kind of want to connect it to what I talked about for you yesterday, Parks. So, yesterday you asked me about being an anesthesiologist, and I said, yeah, go for it. Look how much they pay. Because trust me, money is going to provide more comfort than women. Women are wishy-washy. They might be good. They might be bad. But most of them are good for periods of time and moments. So, you got to be careful with that. They'll shower you with sex, man. You'll be, you putting it everywhere. But then, as the time go by, you begin to invest more money and time, and you have a family and stuff. You would think that would be motivation for them to keep it up or give or increase what they do that they know you like. But most of them ain't gonna do that. Most of them ain't gonna do that. So he wanted me to talk about solitude, isolation, singleness, his journey while he continues to pile up his accolades. Big Parks is successful. Big Parks is educated. He's successful. He's only 25 and he has more money than most. So, but he wants to talk about this. Now, let's start with the definition of solitude. State or situation of being alone. Like right now, this solitude. I'm in the car by myself. I could turn this video off and I could just sit here doing nothing if I wanted to. That's solitude. Isolation. Now, me being in this car is not like I'm intentionally staying away from people. Isolation is when you stay away from people, when you avoid people, when you avoid communication and contact with people. Like when you off of work and you intentionally stay in the house because you don't want to deal with people. That's isolation. Solitude is when you just in the house, but you'll deal with people. Now, let's go to the scripture found in 1 Corinthians 7. 1 Corinthians chapter 7. Charisma highlighted for you, Big Parks, 7-16, and I'm gonna go over that too. Said, now concerning the things which I wrote, it is good for a man not to touch a woman. He said it is good for a man not to touch a woman. Now let me show you something. The Most High didn't say that, but the Apostle Paul did. So it got to be an in-between. Something happened between the time the Most High said it's not good for men to be alone, and the Apostle Paul said it's not good for a man. It's good for a man not to touch a woman. What happened is people developed an understanding as to how women are. He said, verse 2, but because of sexual immoralities, wait, hold on. But because of sexual immorality, each man is to have his own wife. Not somebody else's wife. His own. His own. And each woman is to have her own husband. The husband must fulfill his duty to the wife, and likewise the wife also to her husband. That's duty. It's duty for you to have sex. we finna be talking about, we connecting the dots. Go check out the other video I made, how these church dudes be out here. I had a vision, and the Most High told me that a woman that they sexually attractive to, just because you sexually attractive to her, that don't make her Jezebel. You subdue. If you out here not attracted to nobody, it's something wrong with you. It's not them. You ain't seen no pretty feet and big butt and pink lips, big old lips. It's this one chick around here. She like, I don't know if who taller, me or her, but it's close. If I'm taller than her, it ain't by much. I call her Angel Reese. I say, hey, how you doing, Angel Reese? We both smiling. Because I be seeing her around here. I call her Angel Reese. Man, big old booty. Come on now. So I'm wrong for that? Man, get out of here. I'm telling you, I'm going to try not to cuss. I almost did that time. I'm wrong for that, man. Dude, that's why people don't go to church. All the reasons people don't go to church are not bad. All the reasons people go to church, I'll do it, Umar. All the reasons people don't go to church are not bad. Dude, these dudes be looking at them dudes in the church like, man, he's soft. Like, he be like, he talking about guarding, they be talking about guarding their eyes. No. When I'm gonna guard I'm gonna guard my eyes. So now I ain't gonna find a wife. You see this? I'm guarding my eye. How I'm gonna find a wife like this? Man, get the, ooh. How I'm gonna find a wife like that? How I'm gonna find a wife if I'm not looking? You can't find nothing you ain't looking for. You supposed to be, you married, you got a man, or she married, she off limits. You married, you got a man, she married, she off limits. You married, or you ain't married, you got a man, or you ain't got a man. Okay, can I call you later? Can I call you later? Because I don't have a woman, but I want one. You know, I'm trying to meet people, get to know somebody. Then you talk to her, y'all laughing, y'all joking around, y'all filling each other out. You can't do that listening to these preachers. Then you like, now y'all on a date, she got her hand in your arm. Y'all hug, she ain't give you no Christian hug. She put it on you and wiggled it a little bit. Now you hard. That's okay. That's not a bad thing. You had a dream about her. That's not a bad thing. The Most High said it's not good for good man. It's not good for man to be alone, and so I'm going with him. Now, the Apostle Paul was down here with the women, so I'm gonna take what he's saying into consideration. I'm gonna put the two together. Like, okay, it's not good for me to be alone unless I can't find what I'm looking for. But don't be, Big Parks, any of you, especially you young dude, don't be wasting your time with these chicks, man. You put what you need to do to get what you want and need to get above them. And then when you got a little time, kind of plan it out. Okay, today, I'm finna just go to the mall. If I see something, I'm gonna shoot my shot, see what happens. Okay, I'm gonna go on the dating app. I'm gonna start kind of talking. Man, you gotta have patience to deal with these women. Because you're gonna be getting ghosted. You're gonna be ghosting them. You're going to be getting rejected. You're going to be rejecting them. But that's the only way you're going to find what you're looking for. And let me tell you something, marriage is going to always be good. It's people that's bad. And it's people that go bad. They like a banana that sat on the table for 3 weeks. What's going to happen to that banana? That banana is going to be too soft. Some people like them like that, though. I like it when the skin is completely yellow. Verse 4, the wife does not have authority over her own body. If you want authority over your body, you want to deny men sex, don't be nobody's wife. And remember, you're going to reap what you sow. So if you think that you're going to deny one dude, then another dude, you're going to try not to deny him, you still going to have to reap for what you did to the first dude. So what happened to a lot of women, they'll get with a dude that can't even get on hard. And he don't know how to eat the cat. He just terrible. Terrible. Just terrible. Or he'll know how to do all of that, but he a terrible person. Don't come home at night. He got many women. He won't work. Terrible person. So, this is what the Apostle Paul is talking about in these passages. The wife does not have authority over her own body, but the husband does. Likewise, the husband also does not have authority over his own body, but the wife does. Verse 5, stop depriving one another, except by agreement for a time, so that you may devote yourself to prayer and come together again, so that Satan will not tempt you because of your lack of self-control. Remember, I talked about this earlier. You don't pray away your desire, you control it. Because if you ain't getting none and you ain't controlling your desire, that's when you're going to be out here trying to mess with somebody else's wife or some stuff. Verse 6, but this I say by way of concession, not of command. So he telling you, this is what he think. Verse 7, yet I wish that all men were even as I myself am. I don't know about that. I get what he's saying, like it's a distraction. However, each has his own gift from God, one in this way, another in that. Verse 8, but I say to the unmarried and to widows, unmarried and widows, unmarried. See, you gotta realize that for them, marriage was different. Like women couldn't file for divorce on their man. He said it's good for them if they remain even as I. But if they do not have self-control, let them marry, for it is better to marry than to burn with passion. But to the married I give instruction, not I, but the Most High, that the wife is not to leave her husband. Verse 11, but if she does leave, she must remain unmarried or else be reconciled to her husband, and that the husband is not to divorce his wife. But to the rest I say, not the Most High, if any brother has an unbelieving wife and she consents to live with him, he must not divorce her. If any woman has an unbelieving husband, he consents to live with her, she must not divorce her husband. So you can't file. You looking at Deacon Doodoo Pants doing all this, hallelujah. And so you think because your husband at Potawatomi like that, that you could divorce him, and you can't. You can't. You try to get with Deacon Doodoo Pants, it's going to be adultery. Now look at this. For the unbelieving husband is sanctified through his wife, and the unbelieving wife is sanctified through her believing husband. For otherwise your children are unclean, but now they are holy. Yet if the unbelieving one is leaving, let him leave. And the brother or sister is not under bondage in such cases, but God has called us to peace. Now here's where a lot of people stumble. You can't just try to say somebody unbelieving. You can't say somebody unbelieving. And you got to take what the Apostle Paul said in his letter, because he'll tell you sometime when it's him and when it's the Most High, when it's him and when it's the law. So you can't just say, well, he an unbeliever because he played a lotto or something. That ain't how that works. And you can't cause him to leave. Because, again, you want to go to Apostle Paul's writing. Okay, let's go up where he says stop depriving one another then. It says, but God has called us to peace, for how do you know, wife? And then another thing that's dangerous with that is you judging. You judging people. So let's say for instance, I don't know if this is the case, but let's say this is the case. Let's say somebody is in her ear telling her that I'm an unbeliever because I drink beer and I play the lottery and stuff like that. Let's just say it. Is that what the Most High is saying? Because remember, judge not lest you be judged. So if that ain't what the Most High said, then guess what? Adultery. You can't make somebody that believes an unbeliever just because you want to look at them as an unbeliever. You better make sure you a believer. Let's keep going. Verse 16, for how do you know, wife, whether you will save your husband, or how do you know, husband, whether you will save your wife? This is why I say that I'd rather have a woman that I can teach the word, that didn't grow up thinking she know the word, or she's setting her beliefs, and whether I'm right, she ain't gonna listen to me because she want to have her own beliefs. I'd rather have a woman that ain't been there yet, that I can teach and she can learn on the fly, than somebody that's setting their belief. Now, let's keep going where he talked about this. I need to go down. Verse 27, are you bound to a wife? Do not seek to be released. Are you released from a wife? Do not seek a wife. But if you marry, you have not sinned. And if a virgin marries, she has not sinned. Let me read that again, because y'all trying to twist this. Are you bound to a wife? Do not seek to be released. So if you end up divorced and that's not what you wanted, then listen. He telling you do not seek to be released. You bound to a wife. Anybody that done heard me, I didn't never want no divorce until I saw that, look, this is a waste. Why would I stay in this? I didn't want a divorce, but over time my wisdom grew, and I said, look, what's the point of this here? I'm not going without sex. And I want to have it with somebody that want to have it with me. Now, whatever you got going, look, get it together, because hey, listen, I want to do it, baby. Do it tonight and tomorrow and until, yeah. So, do not seek a wife. Now, verse 28 is talking to men and virgins, not women. Read it. Read verse 27 again. Are you bound to a wife? Do not seek to be released. That's talking to a man. Then verse 28 comes, but if you marry, you have not sinned. Do y'all see what I'm telling y'all? A man can marry more than one woman. He said, he said, look, don't seek to be released. But listen, if it don't work out, he's saying, verse 28, but if you marry, you have not sinned. And if a virgin marries, a virgin, y'all see this, right? She has not sinned. Yet such people as yourselves will have trouble in this life. So Big Perks, it works in your favor to remain single. Because like he said, you'll have trouble in this life. But me personally, if I was you, I have some fun. Remember that song? Well, you young, I'm gonna have some fun, the 80s song. You know, so he said, yes, such people as yourself will have trouble in this life. People who get married. He said, and I am trying to spare you, but this I say, brothers, the time has been shortened, so that from now on, those who have wives should be as though they had none, and those who weep as those that they did not weep, and those who rejoice as though they did not rejoice, and those who buy as those they did not possess, and those who use this world as though they did not make full use of it. For the present form of this world is passing away. Ain't this what I'll be telling y'all? You're not going to even remember. So when you in a marriage, man, don't let that marriage trouble you. Don't let us interfere with your spiritual life. Verse 32, but I want you to be free from concern. One who is unmarried is concerned about the things of the Most High, how he may please the Most High. But the one who is married is concerned about the things of the world, how he may please his wife. This is why he said that, and we've been talking about this, Big Part. Go on my email and leave your phone number. Leave the time you're going to be available, and I'll talk to you about getting your name in the book of life and gaining salvation. Because that's more important. You make her adapt to you and that. Your purpose, you being in anesthesiology school, if I'm saying it right, and your faith. And if she can't, then she ain't the one. Now listen. So, how he may please his wife, and his interests are divided. The woman who is unmarried and the virgin is concerned about the things of the Most High, that she may be holy both in body and spirit. The one who is married is concerned about the things of the world, how she may please her husband. That's how you supposed to be. You married, you supposed to be concerned about pleasing your husband. They be like, well, I just don't see. Well, he done got this so many times. I'm not doing nothing tonight. My knee hurt. You know what you're supposed to do? Ice that knee down. You know you ain't did nothing in 3 weeks. Like, okay, my knee been hurting, but I got to give him some. Tell him, look, have that thing open. If he like it shaved, shave it off. If he like it hairy, Let that hair grow on. Just keep it fresh and neat looking. How you may please your husband. Don't be the type. Okay, speaking of that, if your husband like it hairy, why are you shaving it? You cheating? Well, I just don't like all that hair. What did the Apostle Paul just say? What did he just say? I don't like all that hair. And your husband on porn, you done shave yours off. It look all discolored. And your husband watching porn, Harry BBW. You refusing to eat and shaving all your hair off. And he like a thick woman with a bush. You not seeking to put, this is what he talking about here. So, this is how it's supposed to be. You don't let them interfere. You remain single until you find something that is better than being single. Let me say that again. Remain single as men till you find something that's better than being single. So if she cheats on you, you find stuff on her phone. I believe in going through phones. If you in a relationship, especially if she keep questioning you, give me that phone. Give me your phone. And I wouldn't marry none of these women without giving them a polygraph and finding out what they done since you've known them. And you'll be hurt, but move on. Because if they did it behind your back, they'll do it in your face. So, says, and he went on, the Apostle Paul was on one in this chapter. Yeah, I ain't even reading verse 39 because y'all already know I done read that 1,000,000 times. The Apostle Paul said that he think you're gonna have trouble in this life getting married. So you dodged a bullet, man. I'm telling you, you dodged. If you look, Big Parker, I'm gonna tell you like this. If you listen to me, and that's the reason why you went in her phone and found that dude, you dodged a bullet, man. You see, that's why you gotta listen to people. Because if she got away with that, who's to say what else she would have did? She would have probably blamed a baby on you. This is not yours. So here's the thing. Be single until you find somebody that's better than being single. And if they change on you and all of a sudden it's better to be single, dump them. But don't let her interfere with none of the accolades, none of your wealth building, none of your physical health. Stay in that gym. Don't ever get out of it. I don't care if you do got kids. I'm finna go to the gym. You watch. Just like that. And then when you get back, okay, I'm finna watch the kid. Go for a jog. If you want her fit, I'm finna watch the kid. You can go for a jog. No yoga pass though. No yoga pants, though. No showing your print. That's for me to see and touch. So, again, don't isolate yourself. Forget about that girl. I know Big Perks, man. You still hurt, man. Whoa, she must have been so. Big Perks still he right. Why? Hey, man, it's time for replacing, man. Big Perks is practically growling over her. He growling over her, man. She must have been putting on a performance. It's all right, man. It happened to the best of us, man. Some women don't even cheat. They just become very disrespectful. And very curious for other men. That's the same as cheating. You might well have went cheated. You on the computer looking at dude's dick. You might as well look. And then you come back. And now you don't want, oh, he got a curve in his. Now you don't want what you got. Or he this or he that. Or look how big that thing is. She filthy. She shouldn't be your wife. She like, in her mind, she like, look how big it is. I would love to put that in my mouth. Pause. I'm not talking about me. I'm talking about these women. This is how they be. And now you got to deal with her. You got to pay bills for her. You got to provide for her. She going to be a problem. And she's going to find a way, depending on the level of her narcissism, to blame you. It's your fault. Everything is your fault. But in her mind, 6 years ago, 10 years ago, her mind was saying, I want to try something new. Her mind was saying, I wonder how that would be in my mouth. And now you down the line and you like, man, I got a divorce. But a lot of time, that's where it starts. And y'all dudes got to understand that this is what you deal with when you in relationships and when you get married. This is what you deal with. You deal with the unknown. You don't know what's going through her mind, and you can never know fully what she's doing. But when you single, this is what he mean. You'll have trouble in this life. So you have fun with them, but be willing to dump them. Be very selective and picky. Like they make them be on their best behavior. Don't take nothing off of them because you doing fine without them. What you at now, Big Perks? 100 grand? You ain't getting none of that from them. All they gonna do, well, I was thinking, hey, we got 100,000 and get the. This how women think, man. My money is my money and your money is my money. So let me get this straight. I had $100,000. You had $5. Come on, man. That's not a fair deal. That's not a fair deal. In your case, Big Perks, the only broke women I would date, they had to be completely sweet, humble, practically taking your shoes off your feet, lining them up in the corner. Super feminine, nails pink, lavender, one of them light colors, walking around like this. Hi, baby. For her to be broke and you to deal with her. Other than that, you might have to get you one that got money. Yeah, I'm a boss bee. And tell her, man, sit down somewhere and shut up. Who you talking to like that? I'm talking to you. You think you finna emasculate me? You not. I'll leave you alone. And a lot of dudes have, okay, how long was you single before I got with you? 5 years, what that mean? Okay then, they not checking for you like that. Like I said, sit down and shut up. Some of these women, I'm learning, man, you gotta do. It depends on what you dealing with. You are the man, whether you got 3 cents or 3 million. Don't let these little punks on YouTube or these women tell you otherwise. I was finna, forget Yada. I did good. I almost cussed. Forget that other dude with that beard, little Adrian Broner looking nigga. He don't know what he talking about either. Is he even 40? I forget his name. Young Buck? Probably the little IKEA in a Charger. You trying to be like everybody else and trying to tell us how to think when they come to women. Boy, go sit down, man. Look, I got a towel for you, man. You could use this towel to get that milk from behind your ears. Those drug dealers want to talk about cashing out women. And you're a drug dealer. Yeah, but I got money though. Yeah, you do, but you're a drug dealer. They finally done made it in business. Now they want to talk about money. Okay, let's go back to when you ain't had no money. You wasn't talking that talk. You wasn't talking no ish. So go sit down and shut up and let the real ones do all the talking. You coming on here trying to cater to these women? You a rest haven for hoes. Because when you cater for them, when you try to speak for them, you be in a rest haven because you got to speak for all of them. If you take up for one, you take up for all. So when we be over here talking and you try to come against us, you're a rest haven for all. Pretty Tony was talking about you, not Goldie. You a rest haven for 304s. You a safe house. And people like Big Perks and all these other young dudes on my channel need to know that. You don't just go run and get married. The Most High know you gonna bang and you gonna cram and clap on these chicks. You can't run and marry them. This ain't no Pretty Woman movie with Richard Gere. You ain't Richard Gere, and this ain't no movie. This real life. Pretty woman. You done married. Come on, man. She just 15 years ago was in a circle of dudes. All of them got their wing dangs out. Dudes putting their finger in their butt, playing with her stuff in a circle, taking their turns. And now she done lied. Well, I ain't never did. She was playing strip poker. Any woman that ever plays strip poker is not gonna make a good wife. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. A woman that plays strip poker, only the Most High can help her. If he don't, she not gonna make no good wife. If she ever took her clothes off, playing cards, playing strip poker, that's not gonna be a good wife. I don't care what nobody say. If she ever lied about how many things she done sucked, that's not gonna be a good wife. If she ever lied about her sexual activity, not gonna be a good wife. She might start out good, but I bet you she not gonna finish good. And this is why the divorce rate is so high. This is why don't look at being single as a bad thing. If you broke up with somebody that was disrespecting you, being disloyal to you, that's what you were supposed to do. And again, in closing, Big Parks and all the rest of y'all, you remain single until you find somebody that's better than being single. And that's their goal. If they stay that way, And let's see how far they get. If they switch up, you find the stuff on that phone, all kind of other stuff, you do them like this.